This video will focus on the administration of competitions from opening procedures through to the closing and handicapping of competitions. Once your competition's been set up, you'll notice that it's sitting there in your competition list under a status of what we call pending. Now, pending means it's just sitting there not doing anything at all. So to register players or print cards, we want to open the competition. This is done by selecting the Open Competition option where my mouse is currently hovered on. When you select the Open Competition, it'll ask you to confirm that. Just click OK, and within a couple of seconds the status of the competition will change to open. Now that the competition's open, we can register players and print their scorecards. So click on the link directly into the timesheet. Now, I set my competition up as registration required as no, so it's already got green trophies next to everyone's name, which indicates that they're already registered in the comp. Now, if you want to deregister someone, you just select their name and click on the cancel option. Okay. Now, once I click on the cancel, you'll notice there that the green trophy on that player's name has disappeared. But if I click on their name again and select register, the trophy will reappear. Now, if you don't have your competition set up as registration required as no, that's the process you just follow to register any of the players. Now, if you print our scorecards, you just select the player's name and select print card, and that'll print the player's scorecard out for you. Now, you may want to print or register multiple players at once, so you can highlight as many people as you like and select register if they're not already registered, or print their scorecards as well if you want to print everyone's scorecard at the one time. Now, once the players have been on the course and played, we need a way to enter their scorecard. So to do this, you can select the player's name. So I'm going to select my first cell here on the top left-hand corner, and then select the Edit Scorecard option. Now, when you select the Edit Scorecard option, a score entry window will open where you can enter a total net score on the left-hand side. So we'll put in 36 points there. Or alternatively, you can put the hole-by-hole details on the right-hand side there. Now, I'd recommend putting in the hole-by-hole details because what this does is it converts the scores that the players had into a Stableford score if it's a par or a stroke event for you. Once you're happy with the score you've entered, just click the Save option, and you'll notice there that the trophy turns blue. So that's a good indication of who's had their scorecard entered. So again, the next player, we'll go to Edit Scorecard, we'll put in a score, and then we'll select the Save option using the left-hand side this time. So you'll see there again that the trophy has turned blue. Another way to enter scorecards is through the Competitions option, then the Scorecard entry button there. And what you can do here is start typing in the first or last name of anyone in the competition and enter a full net score for the round and click Save. Now, the window will stay there for you, so this is sort of the quicker scorecard entry method, but obviously it doesn't give you the option to put in the hole-by-hole details. Okay, so once you've entered the scores, you can click Exit, and you'll notice there again, for the player scores that have entered, the trophies have turned blue once again. Now I'm going to jump ahead and I'm going to quickly just enter scores for all the players in my competition here. So all the trophies now are blue, indicating that everyone's returned a score, which is fantastic and is what we want to see at the end of the competition. Now I'm going to navigate back to my competition list by selecting Competitions and then Competition List, and this will bring back that familiar competitions page. Now I'm going to select my leaderboard option here to show you what the administrator leaderboard looks like, and you'll see here it lists all my players in my competition from first to last in score order. So I'm going to navigate back to my competition list now by selecting the Competitions option, and now we're going to further work on our prizes. Now, we select the prizes option in our competition as per the previous video, but when we look at the prize leaderboard this time, it's going to have some player names allocated next to the prizes. Now, this is because we've actually registered some players in the competition and entered some scores. So there are now some people actually being in the overall winners and the place getters section. But you'll notice down next to our nearest pins, they're still unallocated. So we need to allocate some names to those by clicking the pencil on the right-hand side there. Now when I select this option, a window will appear, which allows us to put in the name of the player. So we start typing the first or last name, and that'll search through the competition participants. Select the player. You can add in a distance if you want to, but you don't have to. and then select the save option, and you'll see that the prize now for that nearest a pin will be allocated to the player we've just selected. Now we do the same process for the second nearest a pin, so select that pencil icon, add in a name of the player, and then you can also add in the distance as we did before. And don't forget to select that save option down the bottom. Now, once we're happy with the prize allocations that we've got here, with all the correct names against the correct prizes, what we want to do is finalize our prize rules. Now, finalizing our prize rules locks in the player names against these prizes, which indicates to the system there's going to be no more changes to scores or anything like that. So I select the finalize prize rules option from the top of the screen, and it will give me a warning just to make sure that this is exactly what we want to do. Select yes. Once we've selected yes, the competition prizes will be finalised and some of the icons will change. Now you'll see that there's an edit pencil on the right hand side there where you can change the prize values if you need to, but ideally this should have been set up in your initial prize rules. Now I'm going to navigate back to our competition screen by selecting the competitions button. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to handicap our competition. So the way we handicap our competition is through the score upload button at the top of your competition. So when you select this, the next page that will load is sort of a score upload overview. So this will give us a list of all the players, their handicaps, their scores, their competition score that's going to be sent to GolfLink. Now down the bottom there's an exceptions list which will show you who's not going to be sent to GolfLink and a reason why. So what we do is we select the upload scorecards option, and then we select the proceed with upload button. Now when we select this will send the scores to GolfLink, and then the system will wait for GolfLink to return a DSR for the day. During the upload process, all of the scores for the players in the competition will be sent to GolfLink. GolfLink will then calculate a DSR and the players' new handicaps and return these values to the MyClub site. Once a competition has been handicapped, a DSR overview page will appear, which will highlight all the players' new handicaps as well as the DSRs recorded on the day. Now if I navigate back to my competitions page by selecting the competitions option at the top of the screen, the competition will now say DSR results here with a green tick next to it. This indicates that everything during the competition has been handicapped successfully. The last stage in the process of closing a competition is closing the competition and producing reports. This can be done by selecting the Close Competition option within the competition. It'll ask you if you'd like to generate competition reports, which I would always say yes, and then click Close. You'll now notice the status of the competition now says closed, and the results option on the right hand side will now be available. Clicking on this results option will give me access to the reports of the competition. By default, the competition will automatically produce a full field report upon closing, which can be found right here. In addition to this full field report, you may want to produce some additional reports for the competition. These can be selected by choosing the drop-down list option, and one of the preferred reports is the presentation prize report. Select the create report option to create this, and within a few seconds the report will be generated for you. There are a number of additional reports which can be produced. These can be done again by selecting the drop-down list. We've got ones called the graded field report, group comp presentation report, group comp report, handicap changes, the prizes only report, the prizes only by name, and the visitor participation report. I would recommend having a look at these reports in your own time. If we look at the full field report here by selecting the open option, we can see that it shows all the players from first to last with any additional prizes on the right hand side there. If I go back to my competition reports area, and I'll now have a look at my presentation prize report by selecting the open option, we'll see that this report contains similar information but doesn't include any players that haven't won a prize in this competition. You'll see there that it includes the nearest pins, and just sets out the report in a nice, easy to read format. Once you've produced the reports you wish to view, you have now finished the competition closing procedure. If you have additional competitions on the day, repeat this process. Please select the next button below to view the next video in the series. The next video will be Member and Golf Link Management.